We're going to take a look at the next drill in our body positioning series, and that's going to be a body positioning with rotation and a snorkel. What we're going to start to do is take away the fins here, and what we're going to be looking for is that the kick is going to be the same while we're going to keep the rotation of both hips and shoulders as we are moving through the water. We're going to save the complexity of taking the breath while doing these other movements together with the very last step. So we would want to make sure that we master this step completely before moving on to taking off the snorkel. So let's take a look at the kick. As we're moving through the water, what we can see our athlete here is the first thing that we look for is the feet. We like to see the feet here be very nice and pointed, and we definitely see that here out of both feet. We also want to make sure that we remember to see just a natural bend in the knee, not anything excessive. So an excessive bend would be something kind of like this, where the feet might be drawn or the knee might be drawn really into the stomach area under the water, or what we may see is a big bend outside the knee, outside of the water, like this, meaning that we're going to be kicking air back and forth as we move through the water. When we do that, what we would see is just a lot of speed from the knee here and for the kick while bending the knee, but that doesn't result in us moving fast. Ultimately, we want to find a balance point between speed and power, and we're going to find that when we kick from the hip while also remembering to make sure there's that natural bend in the knee. Now, we're going to also introduce rotation here. So we want to make sure that we're going to keep kicking while we're rotating. Here the left side is rotating down, the opposite side here is upward, and then as we rotate then to the other side, perfect. We see the right side down and then the left side up. Everything is balanced. Now, depending on the ability level of the athlete, you may want to be able to go a little bit more rotation for younger athletes and probably just a little bit less for more advanced. What we probably would recommend is for older athletes, this would be enough. You just want to see those hips and shoulders peek out of the water. For younger athletes, apologize, we could probably hold this position just out a little bit longer just as swimmers are developing and still finding their bodies. And we just want to make sure that that's consistent as we are moving through the water. So really nice job here for our athlete. As we take a look at the underwater view here, what we're going to want to look at is just the feet and just how the kicks are going. So here we see just nice pointed toes, and on the other side we see the kind of the same thing here. We want to see those toes nice and pointed. And the other thing that we look for is just that we're not kicking too deep under the body. Right here, this is appropriate as we're taking off. At times this might look a little bit deep, especially on that first kick, just because we're a little bit close to the camera. Remember, we want to allow just for that very natural bend in the knee as we're moving through the water, so that way we know the kick is starting here from the hip. And then what we should see is just a lot of white water, turbulence, boiling water. All those cues mean the same thing. We just want to see that there is thunder coming. On our takeoff view, on our return view here, we're going to just look for the same thing, just a different perspective. The body here is going to travel forward, and we want to see just rotation. So here what we can see is the opposite. The right side up, left side here going down. Everything is connected, and then as we turn, beautiful job. Right side down, left side down, right side up. And then the kick is just going to continue to keep moving here. We don't want to see the feet come up too much, so we see just this nice natural bend in the knee, meaning that the kick here is starting here from the hip, and we see just, again, really good movement. We see the body traveling forward, no excessive plunging of the head, so we're seeing that head stay nice and steady as we are traveling through the water here. So overall, we really like what we see out of our athlete here. Underwater, we're just going to want to make sure that that head here is staying steady, in which we see. And this will give you guys just here another perspective of the rotation. So here we are rotating down, opposite side is up, and then Here we're rotating down, and then our opposite side is up. And then the other thing we look for is just the kick, that we don't kick too far deep under the body. Hands here are staying right up at the side. Overall here, we really love what we see out of our athlete. So just make sure you're remembering these cues as you're either working with your athletes or you're working with yourself on some of these things, because it all starts with a great body positioning. If you found great value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, as we're dropping new videos all the time.